Alright guys, it's time for me to review the comedy that I was hyping up all year long. Hey guys, what's up? It's all about Mike 18 here with another movie review. Now guys, I really apologize. This movie review is so late. I'll explain why it's late in a second, but anyway, here is my movie review for This Is the End. The comedy, like I said, I could not wait to go see. So guys, quick story as to why This Is the End is late. I'm so late for this review, I do apologize. The reason why I was late, the movie came out about mid-June, guys, and around that time we had Man of Steel, let's count. We had Man of Steel, Monsters University, World War Z, and White House Down. I saw all four of those movies over the last 2 weeks, and I just kept putting off This Is the End. I kept telling myself, I'll go see it another day, I'll go see it another day. I want to see all these other movies first, and, then I'll see it. So I do apologize for that, guys, and, I saw all those movies. Check out all my reviews for all those movies. They're all on my channel. And I kept telling myself, maybe eventually I will get a chance to go see the film when I'm done watching all these other movies first. So I kept putting it off, and finally, guys, I saw it today, July 2nd, Bargain Tuesday. Saved myself about $2, and I finally got a chance to see it because this week we have Despicable Me 2 coming out, which I won't see, and The Lone Ranger, which looks awful. I won't see both of those films, so I finally got a chance to see this movie. And it was luckily still playing in my theaters. I was so happy. And here I am with the review. So guys, again, I'm sorry for the fact that it's late. Just bear with me. I had to see a lot of other movies. There were a lot of movies I wanted to see in June. So that's why this review is so late. Regardless, guys, let's get into the review. Now, guys, I was looking forward to this movie. Like I said, I really was. The two Red Van trailers cracked me up. I could not stop laughing at how freaking hilarious they looked. I mean, it really looked like a good movie. The two reasons why I want to go see the movie. One, because the trailers made it look funny as hell. That was reason number one. Reason number two, look at all of these actors that were in this movie. And these aren't the only actors in the movie. You got a lot of other actors that make cameo appearances in the movie. So those are the two reasons why I wanted to go see it. Because the cast looked great and the film looked like a great comedy. So that is why I went to go see This Is the End, and let me say, guys, I am really glad I went to see it. I'm glad I didn't miss it. I really enjoyed myself today. Great comedy. Could have been better. There were a few problems I had with it, but overall I really enjoyed it. So, guys, let's get into the review. First thing I'm going to start talking about is the plot. Now, guys, This Is the End. This Is the End. How do I explain this? What was I going to say? Oh, yeah. The characters in this movie, they're all playing themselves. Every single actor that is in this movie, they're playing themselves in this movie. Seth Rogen plays Seth Rogen, James Franco plays James Franco, and so on and so forth. Even all the actors that make cameo appearances, they're all playing themselves in this movie, which is something I automatically loved right off the bat. So guys, the main two characters in this movie are Jay Baruchel and Seth Rogen. Jay Baruchel flies into LA for the weekend. He's going to have a fun weekend with his good old buddy Seth Rogen. And the two of them go to James Franco's party at James Franco's house that night. And while at the party, they meet Jonah Hill there, Craig Robinson, Michael Cera, who's absolutely high, and you have McLovin, the kid who plays McLovin from Superbad. I don't know his name. You have a few other big Hollywood actors and comedians at this party. And they're all having a good time, they're getting high, they're doing drugs, they're having a great time, they're drinking, and all of a sudden, the apocalypse begins, and that's when people start dying. People start getting sucked up in these blue portals into, the sky. That is when, these sinkholes start forming all over the place, and people start dying. There's mayhem and destruction all over the place. And then you have our six main actors in the film: Seth Rogen, James Franco, let's count them out. Seth Rogen, James Franco, Jonah Hill, Craig Robinson, Jay Baruchel, and Danny McBride. They all run back into James Franco's house. They fortify his house to stop anyone from coming in and, to protect themselves as they're trying to survive this apocalypse. And they get into hilarious situation after hilarious situation as they're trying to deal with this apocalypse. And that's what makes the movie gets funnier and funnier as it goes on after they deal with each situation that they get into. And guys, this movie was definitely almost a non-stop laugh riot for me. I really had a fun time with it. The plot right off the bat, let's talk about the story and all that. I thought the story was very well written. I loved how it takes the idea of the apocalypse, mixes it with all of these main actors, and it shows you what these actors would be doing during an apocalypse. So it's like an apocalypse movie and a comedy film mixed with all these actors all in one, so that's one thing I loved about the movie. The dialogue was really well written between characters. There are a lot of funny moments in this movie. This movie is definitely one of those comedies that you will definitely laugh almost throughout the whole entire thing, and you'll have a really good time while laughing while watching it. So guys, now the next thing I want to get into really quickly is the cast. Now, for this movie, I'm not going to go through each actor and say, oh yeah, Seth Rogen gave a good performance, oh yeah, Danny McBride gave a good performance. I'm just going to I'm going to name every single actor and tell you about how much I enjoyed all of them together. So like I said, our 6 main actors are Jonah Hill, Seth Rogen, James Franco, Danny McBride, Craig Robinson, and Jay Baruchel. Now you have all of those actors, and then you have a lot of other cameo appearances and guest appearances from other Hollywood actors and comedians. You have Emma Watson comes into the movie at one point. You have Michael Cera, like I said. You have the kid who plays McLovin. You have Jason Segel. You have Kevin Hart. All these actors and comedians come into the movie at different times. There are a few other guest appearances that I'm not going to mention because I don't want to spoil them because they were funny. I don't want to ruin them for you guys. But all of those performances, all of those appearances were great. And this cast, guys, not only seeing all these actors together, all these great actors together, but also the fact that they had really good chemistry with one another. Every single actor interacted well with each other. It's great seeing these characters deal with this situation, with this apocalypse. It's really funny. And you guys are probably going to ask me, who was my favorite actor in the film? Who stole the movie? And you're probably going to ask me, who was my least favorite? Well, my least favorite probably has to be Jay Baruchel. He's the one I haven't seen in any other movies, and he was okay in this movie. He didn't have that many good lines, good funny lines, so everyone else was funnier than he was in my opinion. But his character was just okay. He wasn't my favorite. But the one actor who stole this movie, who absolutely stole the whole show, was Danny McBride. Danny McBride was a riot in this movie. I could not stop laughing at what Danny McBride was doing. There is this one long dialogue scene between Danny McBride and James Franco, and they're arguing over a magazine. I could not stop laughing at that one scene. And there are a few funny things that Danny McBride does in this movie that I thought were just hilarious. So smartly and fun. Really well written, and I really love that. Danny McBride stole this movie for sure. Now, everyone, I feel, had a really good, strong amount of screen time. Everyone was given some really good lines, except for Jay Baruchel for the most part. Everyone else was funny, and I really enjoyed everyone in the movie. So the cast is excellent, probably one of the best casts I've seen for a film all year long so far. Now moving on, guys, the movie's rating. Now this is actually important for me to get into. The movie is rated R, obviously. This film, if you're a parent and you're considering, oh, maybe I should bring my kid to go see this movie, I have no one else who can watch him, I'll just take him. Or if your kid's say your kid's 8 years old, you still want to go see the movie, don't even think twice about bringing your kid to take this movie. Don't even think twice about taking your kid to go see this movie, just because you want to see it, parents. I'm just saying that because this is definitely not a movie for kids. Don't even think about it. Your kids they'll be scarred for life if they go see a movie like this that young. They really will. It's not only the bad language and the adult content and the adult humor that's in the movie. There's also a very strong amount of violence in the movie that I think they overdid it for a comedy. It was fine for me, but maybe they did overdo it a little bit. Definitely, that's another factor. So, kids should not be watching this movie at all. However, young teens and adults are going to love the hell out of this movie. Especially if they love watching movies, they love these actors, they're going to love this movie like I did. So yeah, definitely not a movie for kids. Definitely a movie for anyone older, anyone older 15, 16 years old. They'll love it. So guys, it's time for me to give my rating for This Is the End. I thought about it, and I think I'm going to give This Is the End an 8 out of 10. Now, I really enjoyed it. I do have a few problems with the movie. A few things could have been done differently. A few things could have been improved on. But overall, it's a really funny comedy that I laughed for the most part throughout the whole entire thing. So guys, the first thing that I enjoyed about the movie. Let's get into the things that I liked about the movie. And then I'm going to get into the things that I did not like about the movie. So the first thing that I already mentioned was the story. I thought the story was well written. It was funny. The dialogue was well written. It was great. There were a few great lines that were exchanged between characters. That was all well and good. A few other things I liked. the comedy, the levels of comedy and the levels of humor, and this is a very raunchy and very vulgar film. And I usually love that with comedies, and that was definitely present in this movie. The movie's comedy, while it was raunchy and vulgar, definitely not for kids. I really enjoyed it. I laughed throughout mostly every single scene in the film. There were only a few times I didn't laugh, and that was great. This movie, as a comedy, I loved it because I laughed a lot. And if I don't laugh a lot in a comedy, then I'm not going to like it. But I laughed a lot in this, which is why I like the movie. So guys, moving on. A few other things I liked about the movie. Like I said, this movie is probably the best cast of the year so far, in my opinion. The cast was phenomenal with this film. Everybody had great chemistry. I love seeing these characters interact. I love seeing these actors playing themselves in this movie during the apocalypse. I love seeing them interact with each other, and I love seeing them get into crazy situation after crazy situation. It's just hilarious as anything. So yeah, and Danny McBride, another reason why I love this movie. He stole the movie for sure. I love Danny McBride, awesome in this movie. And everyone else was great. Seth Rogen and James Franco I loved. Jonah Hill was great. Craig Robinson, all of them I really loved. A few other things, guys. If you are a big cinephile, if you love watching movies, if you love, especially if you love comedies and other movies, you are going to love this movie for one particular reason, and that is because there are a lot of other film references in this movie to other movies. So, say James Franco's in this movie. There are a lot of film references to some of his movies, like Spider-Man 3, 127 Hours, what else? The Pineapple Express. And I understood all those references because I've seen these movies. There's references to Harry Potter in the movie. There's references to even The Exorcist. So there's all these great film references in the movie, and I love when comedies put film references in their movies. And that is one thing that This Is the End did, and that is one thing I really enjoyed with this movie. I loved the film references. A few other things, guys. The special effects, while they were over the top, I thought they were good for a comedy. So there's that as well. And guys, it's time for me to get into the things I did not like about the movie. I really only didn't like a few things with the movie, and one of them is the fact that I walked into this movie thinking it was going to be absolutely flawless, that I was going to laugh throughout the whole entire thing, but little did I know I was kind of wrong. I really did laugh throughout most of this movie, throughout most of the film, there are a few times where I didn't laugh in the movie. The humor was present, but I just didn't laugh at it because it was either dumb or it just wasn't that funny to me. So about like 25% of the movie is not funny, about 75% is funny, or maybe 80-20, whatever. It's just I would have loved a few more scenes that did have comedy, that did have humor in them. I would have loved the humor to have been stronger or written better. So just a few problems in terms of the writing in regards to the humor. Other things, guys, I thought the ending was just not that great. It was kind of, not dumb, it's just that I would have liked if it was done differently, and that's really it. Oh yeah, and the special effects and the violence, they probably overdid it with that for a comedy. While that didn't bother me, it was just, at one point in the end of the movie, I said to myself, I think they're overdoing it here. I think they could tone it down a little bit with the special effects here and, what they're putting into the movie. So you'll understand what I mean if you saw the movie. But anyway, guys, that's basically it. Other than that, I enjoyed this movie. I enjoyed the hell out of it, actually. I had a really fun time watching it, guys. I do recommend it to you. This is a movie I definitely recommend you see in the theaters. You've probably seen it already, but I'm just saying. So, guys, yeah, I'm going to give This Is the End, like I said, 8 out of 10. Really recommend it. Really funny, great, vulgar, and really raunchy comedy that I think you guys are really going to enjoy if you haven't seen it. So guys, yeah, that's it for This Is the End. I really enjoyed the movie. While it's not as good as some other comedies I've seen, like, maybe Step Brothers or The Other Guys, or, I don't know, this might even be funnier than The Hangover. I laughed in it a little bit more than I did in The Hangover, so there's that to consider as well. But I just thought I was going to laugh more than I did. But it's still a funny comedy, nevertheless. It's a movie you'll really enjoy. It's really funny, and there are a lot of great references to other movies, and I think you're just going to have a great time. And like I keep saying over and over again, it's really funny. So guys, thank you for watching. This movie definitely works as a comedy. I would buy it on Blu-ray. I would buy it on Blu-ray. Not at full price though, maybe a little bit later on in the future, but it's definitely worth a buy on Blu-ray. And I'd say definitely see it in the theaters if you haven't seen it already. So guys, let me know in the comments below what you thought of This Is the End. Did you like it? Did you not like it that much? I thought it was really funny, and I think you guys are going to enjoy the hell out of it if you watch it. So thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed the review. Hope you enjoyed the movie. Thanks again for watching, guys. Bye.